Welcome back, guys. Chris, the Lawn and Life. It's been about 2 weeks since I put down Doc Super Juice, so I'll give you a quick update. We're gonna get a quick mow in today because we got a lot of rain coming in tomorrow, bad weather, and I finally got some Pgf Complete. It was delivered today. All right, guys, you can't really see. Got too much shade right now, but basically we had a pretty decent green up. But what I'm going to say is you need to use Doc Super Juice early in the spring so you don't get too big of a rush of a green up before the grass is ready. But it's definitely what Doc says is you need to use it as a supplemental in the heat of the summer or just on top of another stronger fertilizer. But overall, I mean, I'm pretty satisfied, but I have not had a major green up. Anyway, like I said, I have not had a major green up, but it's done a pretty decent job. But honestly, like I said, maybe in a previous video, I'm not sure if this is just from the 10-10-10 and just the grass waking up. I will say also though, it has not gotten really hot yet here. We did have a couple of days in the 80s, but it's been back in the low 70s the last couple of days, and next week it's going to be in the 60s again here in Alabama. So we haven't had ideal weather yet, but it's done pretty good. So I will continue to use it probably as a supplemental in the spring, just to wake up my grass real slow, and then in the heat of summer I will use that. Alright guys, like I said, what we're going to do today is we're going to cut the grass again. We already cut it a few days ago because we got bad weather and rain coming in. I'm wanting to keep about my grass, my Bermuda, about maybe a ½ inch to an inch this year, probably closer to an inch with my rotary motor. Rotary lawnmower. If you want your grass to thicken up, you have to cut it frequently. You can't do none of this once every 7 to 10 days, once every 2 weeks. You need to cut it at least twice a week. Bermuda, it will thicken up, and it will, the lower you cut it and the more frequently you cut it, it will just continue to grow and it will spread out and it will thicken up. So that's what I'm going for this year. I kept it about maybe 1.5 to 2 inches last summer. We'll try to keep it about 1 inch this year. So between me and this monkey back here climbing on the back of the truck, we're gonna keep it cut about twice a week. All right guys, so let's go cut. One thing you may notice, guys, is I was going side to side like that, just real short, the short section of the yard, side to side. The reason I'm doing that is the other day, a few days ago when Brody was cutting when I was at work, he went this way. You want to do that, you want to change up the direction that you cut every few days, or at least every other cut, change the direction. So if you start going the same direction every single time, you're going to create ruts in the yard and it's going to create marks in the yard. So try to change up the direction you cut, especially when your grass starts thickening up. All right, so we got the Pgf Complete, and like I've said, while I saw a lot of mixed reaction about the Super Juice, I pretty much have only read good reviews on this Pgf Complete, from the very small granule particle side, which is great for good even coverage throughout the yard, and then it's decent price. This is the 18-pound bag. I think I got paid 35 bucks for it. It's 16% nitrogen. Let's see, 8% phosphate, and it's also, it's 8% phosphate and 4% potash. Some other benefits that it has in it is it's got the humic acid and the fulvic acid. It's got 3% iron, So that's what makes your grass the dark green is the iron. It's not the nitrogen. The nitrogen make it a little bit green, but that's what makes it grow. The iron is what makes it the dark green. And like I've told you in the previous videos, the humic acid. One reason I wanted to get this is it has the humic acid and it's in that DG formula, which is that dispersion granule, I think is what it stands for. It's basically when moisture hits it, when water hits it, it just explodes and it just goes everywhere throughout the yard, so you get a good even coverage. You don't have to worry about it sitting on your yard for a long time and just wasting time. It immediately gets in your yard as soon as water hits it. And like I said, the humic acid is a soil amendment. It basically kind of loosens up your soil, encourages good root growth. Like I said, humic acid is a soil amendment. It will loosen up the soil, loosen up the root system, encourage the roots to take the fertilizer better, and encourage deep root growth is what you want. That's how you're going to get a nice lawn. So the looser, the better. Check that. As far as for soil amendment, the looser, the better. All right, this 18-pound bag, you can also get this in 40-pound bag if I didn't say that, but this is 18 pounds that will do 5,000 square feet. Since I have not had much nitrogen on my yard yet this season, I'm going to be using the whole, I only have 2,500 square feet, but I'm going to be using this whole bag on this application. And then in about 4 to 6 weeks, I'll probably have another application of this, and I'll start spoon feeding it. I'll use lower doses of it in the yard, but I want to get a lot of nitrogen on the yard. This is a slow release fertilizer as well, so it should not burn your lawn. All right, this is what it looks like. Apparently the big thing about it is it's a lot smaller prill size, granule size, which apparently when you're spreading it, that's better to have a smaller prill size than some of these bigger ones that you can get from the big box stores. And that black, that's the humic acid. And I have the Scott's Edge Guard. The bag recommends at 4.5 setting, so I probably will do about a 4.5 or a 4. And like I was saying, what are you doing? Although the bag is will do 5,000 square feet, I only have about 2,500. On this application, I'm gonna be using the full bag. But if you already put a bunch of nitrogen on your yard this year, you don't want to do it this way. Follow the bag recommendations, of course. Of course, you want to remember you want to put your edge guard on. All right, of course you want to remember you want to put the edge guard on when you're doing your property line between you and your neighbor. As Alan Haynes says, the lawn care nut, that's what will create that nice dark line between your property and your neighbors, as he calls it, the domination line.
Guys, we were doing the lawnmower, you know, on the side yard, going back and forth, and there was this glove laying right there, and this is what would happen to your foot if you ran over your foot with a lawnmower.
So the moral of the story is don't stick your foot under the lawnmower. Is that right?
Yeah. Well,
all right, guys, that's it for today. This is Chris with Lawn and Life. We got Brody as usual. I'm not gonna have to water this in because I got a good rain coming tomorrow. Even if I didn't, this is a slow release and you don't have to worry about it burning your lawn as much. So I'll let it rain in. It's gonna be kind of cool the next week here, so I'll probably not get a ton of growth. So I'll probably do a follow-up video within a couple of weeks and we'll see how it does. I'm expecting good things from it though. Anyway, I appreciate you watching. Click subscribe, like the video, drop a comment. Chris with Lawn and Life with Brody. Everybody have a great Easter. God bless.